tremendous power. And then it holds websites accountable for content posted by their users, meaning that if you put a link up at YouTube, Facebook, Google, well, they're going to take down all of YouTube or Facebook because of the link you put up, which they had absolutely nothing to do with. And then finally, and there's many terrible provisions, but we're only giving you 4, there's the vigilante provision that creates broad immunity to all service providers if they overblock users or block sites voluntarily without judicial oversight. So they don't need judicial oversight. They just go, oops, even if your site wasn't guilty, we blocked it, and we get immunity. It is a horrendous bill. Now, let me show you some of the websites that are going to be protesting it.
On Wednesday, the internet is going dark. Not all of it, but if you need a fact check on Wikipedia, you're out
There we go.
luck. If you need a video fix on Reddit,
This is where it's going down.
Gadget. If you need a site review from Boing Boing, it's gone.
And Google will also put a notice up on their main homepage protesting Sopa and PIPA as well. Now joining us, the general manager of Reddit, Eric Martin. Reddit was the first company to say that they will be going black on Wednesday. That's a huge move for you, Eric. Why did you guys decide that this was worthy of that kind of a dramatic move?
Sure. So the decision to do something bold was pretty easy because we feel like not only is our company Reddit at stake, and our company Reddit would eventually be shut down by the provisions in these bills if it became law, but also we feel this would harm the entire tech sector, and then beyond that the internet as we know it, which although the internet isn't perfect and causes a lot of problems, it's one of the most amazing things we've had as a society in maybe ever. And we really wanted to do everything we could to fight to try to stop this from being passed.
I want to actually quote you, Eric, for a second here. You said at some point, it's not a battle between
Real
Hollywood
TV,
and tech.
buddies.
It's people who
Wake
get
up.
the internet and those who don't. But I'm not sure you're right, because I think that the Fox Studios and the big media companies who are proposing this bill and supporting this bill totally get the internet. They just don't want to compete with it. So they buy politicians and say, hey, if I can get rid of the competition, that's the easier way to go.
Well, I'm not quite. I don't want to go quite that far, but I think if you look at independent filmmakers, independent musicians, independent artists, or even I know people. I used to work in film and music before I joined Reddit, and there's certainly people at all those big companies that understand the internet. There's game publishers that are. With big publishers that are against this. So it's, yes, the heads of the trade association, the lobbyists, and the big corporate lawyers are all, pushing this really hard. But a lot of people inside the industry aren't. So I think the people who get the internet inside those industries knows that that's the future for them, as it is for, most of the sectors out there.
Eric, I want to now give you a quote from Rupert Murdoch. He tweeted out the other day, so Obama has thrown in his lot with Silicon Valley paymasters who threaten all software creators with piracy, plain thievery. Are you guys, Obama's and the Democrats, paymasters? And isn't it ironic that Rupert Murdoch, who buys politicians on a regular basis, would make a comment like that?
Yeah, that's a pretty rich comment from him. But, look, again, he just doesn't understand how the internet works. Linking to things, as a search engine like Google does, that's not how, that's how the internet works. You're agnostic of the content. You're agnostic of the content your users upload or tweet, and you're agnostic of the things you link to. Google just indexes all the sites out there and links to that. That's not, criminal. That's the way the internet works.
Yeah, no, Eric, I'm definitely going farther than you. It's not that, look, some of the senators might not get it. They're like, oh, what? It was a series of tubes. I don't get it. Oh, didn't you create the link? But I think a great majority of them are looking for bribes. And they already got their bribes from Hollywood, and that's why they're putting this bill forward. They're looking for bribes from you and Google. Google's rich. They're like, what? They haven't sufficiently bribed us yet. But it looks like the pressure that you guys put on is beginning to work. White House said that they are against this. It appears, at least from their statement. Apparently, Rupert Murdoch just tweeted that the blogosphere has won. Darrell Issa talked about how Cantor is going to pull the bill. So have you guys won?
No, I mean, they just announced earlier today, Lamar Smith, that the Sopa is back on the table in the beginning of February. PIPA is still scheduled to be voted on early next week. It's still a bill that has 40 co-sponsors in the Senate. We have a lot of momentum, but we're a long way from winning.
I hear you. And look, Eric's savvy about how this stuff works. They retreat in the beginning like, hey, can we get you off our back? Did you off our back? Great, okay, now here we come the next month to try to get it passed anyway. So ultimately, look, these guys care about money. I mean, I guess at some point they care about votes, but they get the votes by getting big money from, whoever it might be. And you got the Democrats here who are taking money from trial lawyers and Hollywood. You got the Republicans who are like, hey, we're giving out an unfair monopoly. We're it, right? So how do you fight back against that bipartisan corruption and actually get an ultimate victory here, Eric?
Well, by getting people to, protest in the streets as they're going to be doing in large numbers in New York and San Francisco.
Funny.
By, flexing our muscles as the tech sector. The tech sector is far larger and contributes far more to the economy than
Wake up.
Hollywood does. And through the tools of the internet, and a lot of other sites have encouraged people to contact their representatives and senators, and even if you're pretty cynical, that still has quite a bit of
For you people with closed eyes and closed minds.
All right, Eric Martin, general manager from Reddit.
Deal with it,
join us
buddy.
on the Young Turks. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for covering this.
And thanks for doing the blackout, man. They're the ones who started it, and it's really, really important to get the word out. All right, when we come back, what Newt Gingrich said is so deplorable. I'm enraged about it, so you don't want to miss that. Come right back on the Young Turks.